Hi and welcome at what will be the hopefully final part of this color and chat. After leaving yesterday or the day when I was filming, because I don't know when I will be uploading this, but I'm filming the day after I did the other colorings. I went in with some colors I did use at the beginning. Let me show how it's looking now. So I've put on the same colors on this wing as I did here, and for the border I did a shade of black, just black and fading out until it becomes lighter. Of course, same on this wing. And for the little holes and this stuff, I also used the same color than I did the blanket. Same for the little circles here. And now I'm going to focus on the bugs, because otherwise it would be a way too long color and chat, and it would be nice to start something new in another book. I'm thinking about Disney, but I haven't decided yet. But when I was watching those little guys, I've noticed that there's a ladybug, kind of bug. And so I thought it would be nice to just follow the colors of nature and do those little ones in the bug color, in the ladybug colors. So I've chosen for them the crimson red as a lighter shade, because I don't see ladybug completely red. I've chosen terracotta. I always notice a bit of orange in their wings, and then of course for the circle or other parts just the ivory black. So I'm going to start with the crimson one. Excuse me. It's possible that this video will be paused from time to time or stopped and put together with how do you call these programs, movie maker or movie editor, because you already know I can't talk in color if there's someone listening. I know you guys are listening, but that's a total different matter. So when my husband gets home, I pause or I stop, and I will put the other filmed part when I'm home alone after it. So off we go. I'm thinking of starting here with a darker red and then fading out into the terracotta at the bottom. Or another possibility is that I only use the terracotta here and the red here, but I think it's nicer to have a gradient, and maybe a gradient of terracotta here on this part and also fading out. We'll see how it will turn out. And there goes my point. I'm going to sound repetitive, but I'm really impressed with how these pencils perform in this book. So far with my Degal sharpener I hardly had any breaking points, although they're still wobbly when I sharpen them. It's still visible on the black one, although not that good, but as far as they don't break by only looking at them, sort of speak, then I'm happy. Now I'm going in with the terracotta, and I think that's a nice gradient of those two colors together. I was mentioning it to the bibliophile colorist earlier here on YouTube, that it's hard to say. I will excuse beforehand, but there's a fly in here. Sorry, I'm interrupting my my rambling, but there's a fly, and as you know, I'm an animal lover, so I don't kill animals or insects. But it's possible that I will mumble and talk to the fly to get it out of my way. I can't catch it, and I'm certainly not slapping it either to kill it, because yeah, I'm not like that. But I'm still annoyed that he or she is teasing me. On the other hand, yesterday it sat on my pencils. I was coloring in The Beauty of Horror 2 with my polychromos pencils, and it sat on my polychromos just watching, and I put a few colors back in the tin, and it was so cute. It was watching from like, oh, what she's doing now, and so it's a cute fly. I know it sounds silly, but yeah, she or he annoys me a bit, but on the other hand, he or she is cute too, so, but okay. As I was saying, the bibliophile colorist mentioned that he was eyeing for these pencils, and apart from the breakage that I'm finding not too funny, of course, I can recommend them, but it's not guaranteed that they will work good on every paper or in every book. But I've discovered already that that's also the case with Prismacolor pencils, with the Polychromos pencils, even Neocolors that work fantastic in the Maria Trolle books or the Hannah Carlson books. In my copy of the Mythomorphia book by Kirby Rosans, I think it's an American edition, the paper is really not suitable for Neocolors too. I especially bought those for that book because I saw Katrina, always coloring, using her dab dab technique in her copy of Mythomorphia. I think she has the French one, I think, the French edition, and that paper is a total different story. So if you want to take the risk to buy the Irojitens, the colors are stunning. I'm happy with the color range, really, and so far, knock on wood, they stop breaking a lot, although the points are not super sturdy, but thanks to my Tigal sharpener so far, okay, I think I will grab more to them now if the paper works with me, of course. But in this particular book, and it's a Create Space paper one, so I'm thinking that the Jade Summers and the Heather Valentin books, but what else do we have on Create Space paper? There are lots, but yeah, I'm thinking that they will do a great job on those. And does this paper have? It doesn't have so much tooth, but yeah. So far, really impressed. Really glad I decided to do a picture with them, so that I have a new feeling about them, because after buying them and after having the problems with the customer service, I was disappointed. The pencils are not super cheap. There are more expensive ones, but I was not pleased. But now my love for them got a new chance. And even I think I have something on the other side, no? Even you can even do skins with them, and I didn't know that beforehand. Now I'm using the ivory black, by the way, just to give him a shiny butt. Not sure how I'm going to color these little yeah, it's not really a tail, but I don't know what it is. It's a manga tail, I will call them. So the big one also has something like that, maybe one shade of yellow or something. I will have to look into that. I don't think I will film the process of coloring in these things, but you will certainly see the results of this coloring on Instagram, and when I do my video with my finished pages for the month of July. So, but the biggest things will be will have been recorded during these colors and chats. Now its little head, and I hear my fly friend next to me. Don't bother me. Okay, that's the first one. Yeah, I'm really loving the combo of the crimson and the terracotta, so I'm planning on doing all the little ones with this color combo. I think it will be too busy to use different kind of colors on every design on each bug. I think it will be better for the balance that every little cutie pie is just black, red and crimson. And as the coloring goes on, I will decide how I will color them in. It's still visible on camera, okay. So I'm going in with the crimson one on this part, fading out. I think I'm going to stick with the same principle. So fading out the darkest red and coming in with the terracotta. And I think I will do the opposite in this circle. I'm very curious, it's almost the end of July, which new coloring books are coming our way. I haven't figured out how I can filter some searches on Amazon. I'm trying, but I think it's working differently on a phone and on an iPad or a tablet. Yeah, I'm not in the process of getting the right filters when I search for coloring books. I really would like to filter on pre-orders or to be released copies, but I'll have to try again later on. If you know how to do it, please leave a comment in the box below. It will make me really happy. Going to with the terracotta in this part, just like we did on this little one. I'm really excited to see which new beauties are coming our way. Now I'm counting down the days that Beauty of Horror Part 3 will be released. I have that in pre-order already, so I'm very excited for that. I'm coloring my very first Juliana picture in the Beauty of Horror 2 right now, besides this project, and I really want to start coloring something in a Hannah Carlson book as a tribute for Catherine. And I did start something, but it didn't work out like I wanted it to. I only did a beginning, and it was like I was blocking it. No. I think I wanted to try too hard, and then it has the opposite effect. So maybe I have to leave it for a while and think about the fact if it's the right chosen picture. Maybe I have to move to something else. For this little circle here and the circles here, I think I'm going in with a glitter gel pen later on, also on this one. And I haven't decided, I'm going to move the camera a bit, I haven't decided on these white parts yet. Maybe I will use those 2 shades of blue again, I'm not sure, but yeah, maybe I can do a little video on the finalization, so the final details with gel pen stickles, maybe glitters. I will see how interesting that would be for you. I'm sorry, my stomach is acting up a bit. Now on to the next one. So these two are the same as the one I did up there, so I'm going no, before it gets too boring, I can do that off camera, all the bugs that are the same. I'm just going to do the ones with the different designs on their wings. Let me see how I'm going to do this one. I think I will, yes, I have the crimson in my hand. Fading out. My friend Sammy from Color and Chat with Sammy just messaged me that the Jade Summer Company is releasing a new book soon with anime figures, so yay! I'm definitely going to buy that one. It will be a great one again for markers. And of course anime and manga. I'm really fond of this book, and the Jade Summer one is a whole different style. It's more yeah, like a manga or an anime comic book, and this Julia Rivers copy is more of a yeah, doodle anime or doodle manga book. And although I'm not such a doodle enthusiast, because I do regret buying the Animorphia and Imagimorphia by Kirby, I'm very fond of this one. So maybe it will all work out for the best in the future, and I will love Animorphia for what it is. It's possible, I think. I've noticed that my taste in coloring books changes from time to time, and even in when reading books it is. So I can only hope that one day the Animorphia, the Animorphia and the Imagimorphia will have more attention. But if not, no harm done. I'm glad I have them in my collection. And I will focus on them when I feel to, and if not, no harm done. There are worse things. Losing someone that you know, although we of course never met in real life, but we talked a lot. Losing someone you know lets you think about life, and lets you realize that you never know what is ahead of or in front of you, and that things that you think that are a problem, in fact, sometimes aren't problems. Of course, sometimes they are, but sometimes you're making a here we say van een mug een olifant maken, and that means making an elephant out of a mosquito, but I don't know if it's a common saying in English, but it's making something stupid almost like a world problem. And we all have that thing in us, I think. So not touching particular books or not finishing any whips you're not feeling, it's definitely not a world problem. That's something I've learned again. Although I wasn't thinking it was a world problem, but I could worry more about it beforehand, or being annoyed that I didn't have the energy to finish a whip, and now I'm thinking, oh, no energy is no energy, or no feelings for it, pity, on with the other one, on with the next one. So now this one, I think I'm going to do it like this guy. So it's everybody has the same setup so far, I think. If you want to know more about the Irojiten pencils, there are reviews up. I watched them also before I bought my sets. Be warned that if you see those little booklets, they are so cute, and the packaging is so nice. I still have them in those little boxes. It's tempting when you see those reviews. It's very tempting to go to Amazon or another shop where you can get them and order them. And I'm not pressing very hard. I'm doing a little bit of pressure, but certainly not a lot, because they work better with a lighter hand, so that you can put on more layers on top. So don't exaggerate with your pressure. And again with terracotta up. And the circles with the black. So I was saying beforehand, because I get sidetracked quite easy, that there will be a new Jade Summer book. So that's one thing we know already. Sammy saw it on Facebook, I think. so that's something to look forward to. But I'm really curious which other artists that are releasing new work. I'm also very curious for the next issue of the Coloring Heaven magazine. I did get my Fairies and Friends in yesterday, but I haven't started in it yet, and I don't know when I will, but I couldn't pass it up because it's so easy sold out. I couldn't take the risk not to order it. I'm going back in with terracotta because it's a bit too light for my taste. It's better, and I'm going to do the same with this one. Okay. Then this one, and is there some other? Yes, there is another print here. And other than that, they're all the same. So I have to do one more on the side that is out of the camera right now, out of the frame, but I will. Move it. So I have to do this one, and this is the last design, and then I can do the others off camera in the same manner that these are done. And then I think I will return with one last video for the final touches. I think that will be fun to color these things in here, and maybe some of the bubbles with that white spot in it, and those cloudy things. Or maybe I will do those. I have to think if I will color them in or use some glitter just for the fun of it. I'm not sure. I don't think I'm doing a background because there's already a lot of color from the mom and from the little friends. So I'm going to leave it just plain white and let the colors from the picture speak for itself. Sometimes the picture doesn't need a background to be beautiful. Sometimes it needs one, but sometimes it definitely doesn't. And I don't think this one will ask for a background because it would be too busy and too difficult too, I think, because they are all quite there's a lot going on and you don't have much space to move in a decent way, so I prefer to leave that plain and simple in that case. Here is my oops, that's not focusing, but I have a bump again, but at least it isn't breaking. Although maybe I have to clean my sharpener. No, it's not full yet, but it can't harm to do the shavings away. No, I'm going to see how this point is wobbly and bobbly. Maybe I will have to focus, but I don't know. Hi, since the last video, which I unfortunately stopped instead of paused, I've colored in all the little bugs except two with designs on the wings that weren't already colored in during filming. I already did black details with a glitter gel pen, and for the tail or smoke that comes out of their body, I've chosen for yellow dandelion color. And for the larger bubbles, I've also picked out a color already. Sorry for the zoom or the beep. It's a colleague of work that's texting me. I've chosen ice green for the light bubbles. So now in this final part, I'm going to color, hopefully in one sitting, these two little bugs, the yellow smoke here, a few bubbles here, and then here and there a touch of glitter gel pen. And on the girl herself, I'm going to use a tiny drop of stickles, but not a lot. So before my husband comes home, I'll try to get this done. So I'm going in with the crimson again, and I decided just to leave the same manner of coloring as I did on the other bugs. Like I started this one, so a gradient from darker to a bit lighter and orangey. So now the terracotta color. It's Friday now, so I couldn't film for I think 2 days in a row. And so it's the beginning of the weekend. We don't have any plans yet because there's an official heat wave going on here. It's amazingly hot, and they're predicting thunderstorms tomorrow and a drop of the degrees, but I'm going to have to wait and see. Trying to be a bit clean. And then the terracotta one here. And then mildering the pressure, although my pressure isn't super hard. The black details on the bottom part of the body is just pencil. It's only on the wings that I have used glitter gel pen. And it's not a regular gel pen, it's a filling. I've bought myself 48 fillings on AliExpress. I never had a black glitter gel pen before, and it's a really good one. And it's perfectly fine to work with such a tiny thing between your fingers. I don't have a problem with it. It's not shiny now, but when I put my picture up on Instagram, it will show up. I already did the yellow part on his butt, so now I'm going to color in that bubble and this bubble with the ice green. Yes, and I'm just doing not too fancy, a bit darker anywhere I like, and fanning out and leaving a white area. And the same with this one, and this small one, so nothing too fancy. Then I will do the smoke, same principle, going from dark to lighter, and I'm giving those curves a bit more darkness, and I fade out towards the center. So that's it. I thought it would be best to do it off camera, all the little other ones, because it would take quite some time and it will always be the same thing repeated. And now I can finish this color and chat up and think about a new one. But I want to test out a few things first before I will start another one showing some things that I'm about to do. I must see first if it works out for the best, because it's stupid to give a tip or an idea to you, and if it's possible that it's not nice or beautiful, or that it doesn't work at all. So I will have to test out first. This is another gradient from dark to light. And here is also black. Terracotta. I really think it was a good idea not to do the little bugs in the same color as the mama bug. It gives a nice variation on the page and it's not too intense. So now with the glitter gel pen, this design. Okay, and now I'm going to do these things in glitter gold, also these parts, and also this thing on her head. So nothing too fancy, just coloring in with a glitter gel pen, and that will have a nice effect. With fake light on it, because in daylight it's less visible in my opinion, but in fake light it's quite shiny. I was surprised about the glitter capacity of these pens, because they weren't expensive. Okay, I'm going to move the camera a bit. My arm's sticking at the box because I'm sweating so much. I just got home from work and it was 39 degrees Celsius in my car. Lucky enough I have airco and I only have to sit in my car for about 15 minutes until I am home. But in these temperatures it's enough. But lucky enough the airco did its job, so I'm melting here and not in my car. Oh yeah, and those I'm going to move again. I'm going to do these wires, no I don't, cage things. I'm going to do these in this gold pen too. and then we can call it finished. And then I'm very glad with the result. So that's it. I'm going to check one thing. No, my husband still isn't home. Okay. Then I can do these 3 little dots in stickles, and I'm going to get them because they're lying in my cart. One moment. And if you want a quick look at my cart, I'm going very easy going, and my hand is in the way, but this is the top of my cart with a basket full of 3D paints, but they are not good. This one, for example, is not good quality, and stickles. The rest of the trolley holds pencils and other paints. I have to check it. And I'm going to use waterfall on these 3 little dots, and not a picture with a lot of stickles, but oops, and I put on too much. No problem. If you haven't used them in a while, they sometimes can become quite bubbly. So I hope it will dry out a bit decent. I have a little trick, if I can find it. Yes, I have such a nail art thing, although I don't do nail art myself. But, and there went my tripod, it's not very stable. Okay. I've discovered it's an easy tool to reshape some things, like the stickles. It has a point, a fine point. Is it visible? No, it's not really visible, but it can be applied to draw at the borders of that design and your stickles, so that's okay. And that is it. I'm going to lift up the camera one last time so that the end result is visible. Going to focus. So that's the result of a few color and shades with the Tombow Irojiten pencils. I'm very glad how it turned out. I'm going to put it back down before something happens. Oops, oh, I'm sorry, it's not working today. The tripod is also influenced by the heat, I think. So okay, I'm going to leave it by this. I hope you found it enjoyable, and I hope to see you soon with at a new color and chat video I'm planning to make. But as I said, I first want to try a few things out, things I've got in my mind, but I don't know if it will work out, so I have some testing to do. And if it works out like I hope it will, then it's definitely something to do online, so that other people can have fun of it too. So I wish you all a very good weekend. Thank you for watching, and see you the next time. Bye bye.